Welcome back to sunny Southern California. I am Luke Johnson, your Saints beat writer for the New Orleans Times-Picayune. I'm joined here with our columnist, Jeff Duncan. We were out here watching day 2 of joint practices between the Los Angeles Chargers and New Orleans Saints. Got to see plenty of competitive stuff today. Once again, they just were loading up on the team periods. Must have saw at least 100 reps today, it feels like. So, Jeff, we were both out here watching the offense. I want to know what stood out to you today.
Well, look, it was a typical joint practice, right? We saw a lot of good things the Saints did and some bad things. And overall, though, I like what I see from Derek Carr. I mean, Derek Carr, and we just talked to Jimmy Graham, and he talked about Derek Carr and just his command of the offense. I think clearly when he's in the game, the first-team offense, like we saw today, it's just much more efficient. We saw some things kind of go awry once they went to the second unit. There's a lot of moving parts there with a lot of injured guys, but I thought that the Saints' first-team offense had some really nice runs today. We saw Kendre Miller have a nice run, Alvin Kamara, and then they had a couple of just really nice plays in the situational drills with, I think, Juwan Johnson caught like a 35-yard touchdown pass that was absolutely perfect from Derek Carr, and then they also caught the Chargers in a zone blitz and were able to get Alvin Kamara matched up with Joey Bosa.
Yeah, good luck, Joey Bosa.
And it was no contest, as you would expect, and Joey Bosa was even laughing about it going back to the huddle. So there were some really good moments, and then there were some times when the Chargers rose up and had some really nice plays, especially in pass coverage and pass protection was a little bit of an issue again today. I'm sure the coaches will go back and evaluate it, but overall, I like what I see from this first-team offense, and they're missing some key parts too. We got no Cesar Ruiz out here and no Andres Pete in the offensive line, so you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, and they're going to have to figure out how to navigate it throughout the season because there's going to be times when they miss players, right? This is just the nature of the business in the NFL. But I'm with you on this. I think Derek Carr is the kind of quarterback you can win because of and not win with, which is the key thing in the NFL. He looked really good today. I think he's looked really good throughout camp. And one of the things I like most about him is he has presence in the pocket, and he knows how to slide up. And this is one of the knocks against him when he was with the Raiders is, when he started getting the pressure, he'd get rattled. And I think here he looks different. He looks different than what they've had the last couple of years at the quarterback position, where when he feels it, he steps up and he finds the clean areas in the pocket, and he has his eyes downfield looking for who he can attack the defense with. I think we just keep seeing it day after day after day, and the more I see it, the more I'm confident this offense is going to be at least a good offense. Maybe not a great offense, but if you can stack at least a good offense with what should continue to be a good defense, I think that bodes well for the Saints this year.
Well, I think there's no doubt about it. They're going to be better on offense than they were last year. There's absolutely no doubt. The passing game, I think Juwan Johnson's poised for a huge year. You're in fantasy football leagues, draft Juwan Johnson, and he's going to have a breakout season. And Chris Olave is pretty much unguardable for the most part in single coverage. He had a couple more big plays today. I think those two guys for sure, and Alvin Kamara looks great as well. So I don't think there's any doubt this team offensively with Derek Carr, and you mentioned that presence. I didn't really know he had that kind of pocket awareness that we used to see from Drew Brees a lot, the ability to kind of slide and buy time and find lanes, really savvy, and I guess that comes with all the experience he has. But you can also just feel his calming presence you mentioned in the huddle. The offense just operates more effectively because he's able to get them in and out of good plays at the line of scrimmage, and that's something that Pete Carmichael talked about. That's something they needed with this offense, and they put a lot on his plate, and he's handled it so far.
Yeah, he doesn't bail on plays,
right? Which
is exactly what you want to see out of the quarterback. All right. We were not watching the defense today, but we did hear from Dennis Allen after practice. Marshawn Lattimore, they, for precautionary reasons, put him on the sideline. He had his knee wrapped up in ice. Doesn't look like it's anything serious with Marshawn. At least that's what they're saying right now. They're going to get some tests done and make sure. But as of right now, it looks like he's going to be okay. He was, by the end of practice, he was just kind of standing there joking around with his teammates. Didn't have the wrap on his leg anymore. So obviously we'll keep a very close eye on that because Marshawn is one of the most important players on this team. But looks good so far.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it was significant, but we'll have to get tests. And we're also going to keep a close eye on Hurricane Hilary. That's become a news story here. It's beautiful out here right now, but over the weekend we're expecting this storm to get into this area. And I think there's going to be a call later today with the NFL and SoFi Stadium officials to determine if there's a contingency plan for the game on Sunday. Maybe they move the kickoff time up. It's 4 o'clock here locally, 6 o'clock back in New Orleans. That's a possibility. Probably everything's on the table right now. There's so much unknown. We're so far out from the storm itself. But it's amazing. Here we are in Southern California, the last place you'd expect a storm to interrupt possible plans. The Saints just can't seem to get luck in that regard.
It is always something, my friend.
I know. It's unbelievable. I mean, first time since 1939, here we are dealing with a hurricane.
Yeah. Well, such is life, man.
Right. Well, we're going to practice at it.
We're going to try to enjoy some of this sunny weather out here before the storm hits. Saints are off tomorrow. They'll be back out here on Sunday. Time TBD at the moment. To play the Chargers in their second preseason contest. Looking right now like they're probably going to be resting a lot of their starters. Dennis Allen didn't get into who's going to be sitting out, but just you could tell by his tone that probably most of the guys, most of the really important players, I would doubt we see him out there. But that might mean we maybe get a good look at Kendre Miller, who didn't get a chance to play a lot in the opener. I thought he's looked really, really good and explosive out here. I can't wait to see more of him in game action. Maybe we'll finally get to see a little bit of Jake Haener, who has basically not played at all out here.
Not at all, no.
In practice.
I would think Trevor Penning will get a lot of work.
I think Trevor Penning will. He needs it.
Yeah.
He needs the game reps, and especially if he's well, who knows if the Chargers are going to play their guys, but still, he needs to be out there. So we'll get a look at some of the guys. We will be out there. We will be here. You can read all of our stuff over at NOLA.com. We got a lot of good stuff coming for you this weekend. And until then, we'll catch you all later.